Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for the second half of Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspired Authors Magazine. Of course, I am Angela Thomas Smith. I am the founder of AALAC. For those that do not know, it's the African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign, where I truly believe in bringing awareness to brown authors all over this world. I am also the CEO of Aspiring Authors Magazine, where I believe in bridging the gap between brown authors and touching on topics that's affecting our brown community that people do not want to talk about. So that's who I am. I take pride in my platform because I open my platform to be a platform where people can come on and share, be authentic, be genuine, and be who they are. I love sharing people's journeys because I believe in life. What is life? Love, inspiration, fear of God, and the E3 experience. What is the E3 experience? Educate, empower, and encourage. That's what I believe in doing with my community. So, are you living life? Today, I want to introduce you to an amazing person. I'm going to move out the way. I'm going to bring her up and allow her to introduce herself. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
How are you?
I'm excited to be here. I am definitely excited to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. I am so glad to have you here. I want you to share with those that are tuned in and those that will hear the replay just a little bit about who you are.
My name is Raychell Pins. I'm a serial entrepreneur, which means I currently own.
Are we having connection problems? I'm going to bind that devil right now.
In the name. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm a serial author, which means I have several books. I do workbooks, I do children books, and I also do book projects. And so if we have time in the show, I would definitely love to explain to you how my collaboration project works. It works a lot different than the ones that we have now. And so I think it's super amazing. I'm also a serial entrepreneur. I own VIP Body Sculpting, where we do non-invasive body sculpting. But at this point, due to COVID, I'm only doing online and I'm doing health coaching. I also own Penn's Financial Services because everything I do caters around helping people. And so Penn's Financial Services, we help people do their taxes correctly, businesses, so they can take advantage of everything that they need to be writing off. I also do credit repair so people can get into homes and get the interest rates that they deserve. And then I also help people get grants for their homes. What else do I do? So that might and I love children. So I'm also the children ministry, the director of our children church. But my biggest baby that I just closed in April, I own Spiritual Beginnings Child Care Center from 2009 into this year in April. It was called Spiritual Beginnings Child Care Center, and we had 43 children because I love children. And I don't know if we're having technical difficulties or not.
Wow. You do a lot. You do a lot. We are. That is the enemy. And it does that all the time. Like before, I was having no issues. Like yesterday, I did a live. I had no issues. I did one earlier. I had no issues. The last one, it started, but then I had no issues coming in. But it does that. It's just the enemy don't want to hear.
I am.
But then if I go on Facebook, it'll be showing everything is okay. But between us, it's it's something going on. Like somebody just posted, I can hear you loud and clear. You know what I'm saying? But we having problems connecting. That's nothing but the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me show you. If it'll let me show. It might not even let me show it. See? I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. But let me tell you a little secret. I am about my father's business. Okay?
That's it.
And see, when you fight about your father's business, that's when that enemy like, you see, COVID put me in a place where I'm at home more. So, they done messed up now. I'm not just touching young people. I'm touching old people. I'm touching everybody in the middle people. I'm changing lives. And so the devil like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that.
And that's exactly what's happening. And then he got both of us together. Because let me tell you, before COVID, I was working a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? But COVID, you know, I kept saying, I want to do this full time. You know, and when he shut the job down, when they put me on unemployment and they were shutting the job down, I started getting upset with the people because they laid me out first. But then, you know what? I had to my sister had to remind me. She said, "You don't remember when you said you wish you could do this full time, and you wish you could do this all the time because you love what you do."
Come on now.
We have to be careful what we say because there is power in that tongue. That's what Proverbs 18 and 21.
Come on now.
Okay, now.
We just be running our mouth and don't even know.
Okay, that's it. A lot of the time, that's it. That's it. But I thank you for coming on today. You know, I love books. So I want to hear some more about your books. I want to hear some more about some of the things that you have going on so that people can follow you. Because that's what I like to do. I like to share people on my platform so that people over on my platform that I may not be able to meet their needs, they can go over and follow you. Because see, some people follow me just to follow me because they like my message, but I can't really meet all of their needs. So there may be somebody that needs financial services. There may be somebody that needs children books. I don't have children books. You know what I'm saying? So I like to share people so that people that may need something from my platform can go to your platform. You never know what nugget they can get from you. And you never know what nugget I can get from you. You never know what nugget you can get from me. But if we doing it together, we can reach more people.
Exactly.
So what all you got going on? We got to share everything. Like literally, I want to know if you would break it down and tell us a little bit and share a link so people can follow you.
Okay. So when COVID came, I'm going to try to squeeze it in. Before COVID came in 2018, I wrote a book called Own It. And it's just to take your life back. Own your life, take your life back. So I am a victim of molestation. I was in an abusive marriage where I got stitches in my lip, abused for years. I've been through a lot. And so when I wrote my book, God was waking me up. Hey, somebody needs to hear this. So owning a child care center, I run across so many broken moms. But you can't be really that broken and raise your children because you raise broken children. And so God was like, I need you to help these moms. So I started writing my book. So I was excited, girl. I was like, yes, I'm about to change the world. And then God's like, trash it. I was like, trash what? Not the book I just wrote every morning. But he made me trash it because you don't need to know my story to change. He made it into a workbook. Mm-hmm. So it's a workbook. So my book is the gap between people who don't want to go to therapy are people who are in therapy but need that extra. Those broken people who do not want to come to you. You seem like such a great spirit, but I don't really want to tell you my business. Okay, mm-hmm. I'm broken and I'm hurt, but I only want to give you this much. And so my book is the gap between that. You open it up and you get to cry out in your book now. You're on it. You're Take It Life book, and you're able to tell the book things that you can't tell nobody else. And then you're able to fix your brokenness because people don't understand. We can Band-Aid it, but until you really fix what's broken, you're going to continuously doing the same vicious cycles because you don't really know why you do them. I used to be a fighter. If I looked like you had a problem with me, I had something for you. Okay? But I didn't realize, I don't even know you, Angela. It wasn't even about you. I was molested. And so he took the power for me to react. So whenever I felt like they was bullying me or taking the power to react, my reaction was to put these hands on you because I can hit people. I can scream no. I can yell. I am free. But guess what? I didn't need to do all that to be free. I was giving him so much power. And I just want people to own their life because every bad thing that happened to us, let's use it to make us stronger. Let's not use it to make us worse, not use us to be tragic. So that's the
Wow.
purpose of my Own It.
Wow. 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 Like I just dropped the book and the name of the book is I'm Owning My Truth.
Come on
But guess I dropped it with 19 other individuals. So it's 20 of us in this book. So
now.
you got
Okay, okay.
20 individuals that sharing their story. So we owning our truth because we want people to be healed. We want people to know that, no matter where you've been in life,
No matter.
that there is life after healing. There's life after abuse, but you got to be open to heal. Let me show you a calendar. And I showed it with the lady on my last. So in this calendar, like God been dealing with me with words. So I created the calendar and it's got words in it. So the first word is gift. We all got gifts. He's given us all a gift to live in this life. What is life to you? What are you
Right.
going to just let that gift be dormant inside of you? Or are you going to activate that gift and live life? Or are you going to continue to let life happen around you?
Exactly.
That's what he done gave us all kind of stuff to help us. Girl, dream, all kind of stuff to help us. See? Help.
Baby.
To transform.
To renew, rejuvenate, and make better.
Girl.
Baby.
See.
So I would like to talk about my planner next if we have
Yes,
time.
I want you to talk about it now.
Okay.
Ah.
So I've been to so many vision board parties, right? And I am just like, yes, I come home full of life. I got this beautiful board about I'm going to Cancun and I'm going to do this and I'm going to open me an apartment complex. And these ideas are super amazing, right? And then I get home and they start turning into dust, right? And so I created a little planner for myself and I was like, this planner is good. You need to share the planner to the world. And so it's called Dream Plan Do. And inside the planner, the very first page is your vision board. So your vision board goes on the first page and then it's weekly. And so what I've incorporated is your weekly that you have to do every day, but I've incorporated where you add your vision board to your weekly planner. Because how you really going to accomplish your vision boards, how you really going to make things happen if you don't actually have a road to success. So I like to call my Dream Plan Do your road to success.
You got so many resources. Oh my God.
Because I like to listen.
And you are doing that. You are doing that. I thank you. I thank you so much for being obedient. And I thank you for coming on today and sharing. I also would love for you to share about your daycare and why you chose to open up a daycare.
Girl, I was making really good money. I didn't go to college. I had my child in high school. But see, I learned very early to pay attention to everything that people do. And so if you could do it, I could do it. And if you can do it, I'm going to learn what you did. I'm going to do it better than what you did. And not because I want to be better than you, because I want to learn from your mistakes. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
It does.
So when I was working in at a I want to say the name of the place, but when I worked in fast food restaurants at a very early age, I was asked to be in management, right? Because I could do anything. And so that pursued me into being corporate America. So I'm in corporate America. I'm getting bonuses. I'm paid salary. I'm living my best life. And I finally got tired. My husband choked me out one day and I saw my children in my funeral. And I was like, okay, God, why are you doing this to me? I have a husband. I have beautiful children. I have a beautiful home, big backyard. I'm living everybody's dream. I'm living my dream. And you want me to stop living this dream? So God was like, okay, you can die. It don't matter. you can pick one. And so I was like, okay. So I left my husband and I'm at this corporate job. But mind you, what I didn't tell you, I have a sick son who have sickle cell disease and I was in a hospital. So I'm know we're on the time. So I'm trying to hurry up. And so I met my new husband. We wasn't married at the time. We was engaged and I'm living my best life. And my job was like, we understand that you and your husband not together no more, but you taking weeks off when your son's in a hospital is something that we can't do. Oh, well, me coming to work with my son in the hospital is something that I can't do. I think sometimes we rely on what we can see, but we got to also think about the things that was given to us. My child was giving to me.
Gifts.
When you look at your children as gifts, you can't look at money as your savior, because God is not going to choose money over the gift that he gave you.
Woo. Bye.
My child is my gift. So if you want me to come to work while my child is on ventilation, while I'm not for sure if he's going to be alive when I get back, I am pretty sure the Lord that I serve is not going to be pleased with that. So I went to my husband. I'm like, husband, who we don't have no kids, and I have 4 kids, and really 5 because I have a stepson that I brought along with me. Husband, I need to quit my job. And you know what he said? But see, when you already talk to God about something, he already prepared the person that you're about to talk to. Dad, come on now.
Yes, he will.
So, but what's the plan behind it? I said, well, you know, I love kids. Think about opening a daycare. You got the experience? I worked at daycare when I was a child. I can tell you about this. I'm telling you, when you pay attention to the little things that God give you, it's for a reason. Girl, we work at McDonald's and we just go up in there with an attitude. Baby, go up in there, dressed nice, looking like what? And start paying attention, because those numbers, that money, how they price the menu, all those things can manifest what God had for you later. So because when I worked at that daycare in high school, I did my position. I did the cafeteria. Well, you need help today? I'm in everybody's business. I am a social butterfly. So when I tell you I could run a daycare, I told you I was in management, right? So I'm dealing with 55, one position, 155 employees at one time. I'm dealing with the office. I'm dealing with monies with an S. Do you understand me? So God put all those skills together. So when I opened my daycare center, it was easy for me. It came easy to me. And I love kids. So not only am I getting paid, Spiritual Beginnings Child Care Center. God said, I got you, my obedient servant. I got you. I can take care of my own son. I can heal broken women. My children prayed every day. I told them that they are beautiful. They are wonderfully made. There is no mistakes what God make. And so my children's book was written because somebody called one of my babies black and ugly, because she dark skinned and had little bitty hair. So she black, ugly, and she bald headed. I said, you what? Who would say something about somebody as beautiful as you? She's like, the kids started chanting it. I said, okay. So I went in my office and I wrote a children's book. I want to say I wrote it in 6 minutes. I want to say it was 6 minutes. It's called Children Are Beautiful Like Flowers, or the Flowers Are Beautiful Like Children, something to that effect. Because I wanted her to know flowers come in all shapes. Some flowers lose all their leaves. That still makes them a flower, right? Come on now. And I wrote that children's book, and I had my children put their hands on the cover. So each one of my children's books that my daycare have, it's written, the illustrator is them. Because their hands are on the front of the book. And so I did that so she can go to school and be like, see this book right here? Miss Raychell said that I am beautiful. Miss Raychell said that we are beautiful like flowers. Miss Raychell said we're short, fat, skinny, tall, black, white, tan. And we all are beautiful the same. And she felt good about that. And I felt good about that. So that's how that children's book was written. And I have 2 more books in my spirit for my babies too. So that's on my list today to kind of work that out.
So I have a thing for babies too. Like literally, we would not be here talking right now if it had not been for babies.
Okay.
I used to do a and look, so I have my shirt on today. Pushing Grace.
Okay.
It's the name of, and you see the little kids, the little handprint.
Oh yeah, I do see the handprint.
So if you go on my Facebook page and you see you'll see a bunch of pictures of a whole bunch of kids. So I used to do a after school and a summer program with kids, and I had a mixed array of kids. You know, we've come from all backgrounds, but I had this thing for my brown babies because they would not read books. And one day I sit down and I was talking to some of the little girls and I was asking them why they wouldn't read the books. And they say, well, I don't look like none of that stuff in there. And I don't want to be reading no books about no dog and no, I don't even like him. That's what they, I don't even like him. So why would I want to read a book about somebody like him? You know, that's what the kids were saying. So I'm like, okay.
You got to listen.
Went to the library and was in the library and was looking for books. I found no books in Anderson, South Carolina.
Wow.
Where my babies can be represented in. So I went on to the bookstore. Couldn't really find nothing for children. Found some books in our section that they had for us, but I found no children books. So I came on Facebook and I started reaching out. So when I found children books, I started inviting children book authors to my program. And then it turned into doing workshops.
Okay.
Then it turned into finding out what the kids wanted to do. And then God just dropped in my spirit the E3 experience, educate, empower, and encourage. You educate the babies now. You empower them by doing things that they want to do.
Exactly.
They don't have to wait till they're adults. If they want to be a chef, bring in the chef. If they want to be a doctor, bring in a doctor that look like them. Whatever they want to do, bring them in here. And that's what I did.
Exactly.
So I had a friend that was a doctor, brought him. I had a guy that ran Fulton County court system down in Atlanta, brought him. He drove up a couple of times to work with the kids. And the very first time, I'll never forget this, the very first time he drove up in that nice Mercedes. And there was the kids were standing in the window like they were waiting for him to come. And they knew when he pulled in the parking lot. And like they never seen him before a day. They didn't know, but when that car pulled in the parking lot, they said, that's Mr. Corey. That's Mr. Corey. Because I had been talking about him and I had already put in their mind a picture of this man. And this is what I could drive. You know, I told him, I said, he going to pull up in a Mercedes. And I said, and you can have one too. When he pulled up, first thing they wanted to do was go sit in that car. And I told him before he left, all of them sit in that car. He said, I'm not going to deny them that because they vision themselves in this car. Exactly. He said, and I'm going to allow them to sit in this car so that they can see themselves in this car. So one day they can say that I sit behind this wheel. I can drive this car.
Exactly.
And that's what we got to do. We got to be able to empower our babies, and you're doing that. I thank you for that, because not only are you're instilling that spiritual aspect that's missing, and a lot of people are afraid to acknowledge what God has done for us. We leave him out of the picture when he opened doors for us to do these amazing things that we're doing, because I know that I wouldn't be right here where I am today if it had not been for God. Exactly. And if he had not opened my eyes, and if he had not spared my life, because the enemy wanted me dead and gone plenty of times and tried to take me out plenty of times. 6 years ago, May 7th, the enemy tried to take me out, shot me point blank range with a sawed-off shotgun. Yes, he tried to take me out, but God, that I'm able to sit here and talk to you today.
Come on now.
So he had a purpose. I believe in Jeremiah 29:11. And I want everybody else to know that they have a purpose too, that he didn't just drop us out of the sky, that we didn't just get dropped here, that he had a plan for our lives. You know, that would not be in the word if it was not so.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. So you ready to shout?
I am. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So I closed my doors, right? And I'm doing all these things. I'm helping people with credit. You know, I'm doing my health coaching. And I said, God, I kind of miss the babies. I kind of miss my babies. And so he was like, he said, but remember what we talked about? I'm like, okay, I'm about my father's business. I got you. Right. And so I am about my father's business. That's what he told me I have to be about. And so that's why I've always been into a lot of arenas, but I'm actually moving into things that's out of my comfort zone because God told me to move there. And because I know he's already there when I get there. So I'm not really worried about the outcome when I get there. And so the pastor came to me of Anderson Baptist Church and he said, you close your daycare? And I was like, yes, sir. He said, so when we going to have a daycare at our church? See, when you obedient, I thought I had lost something. I thought I had a hole, like my daycare is gone, but I knew I had to do what God told me to do. Mm-hmm. When the landlord told me, just like sometimes you got to push me. See, people don't believe this about me because they think, Raychell, you jump into everything. No, sometimes God be pushing me. So God had already told me to start moving. And I was like, I ain't moving. I'm happy here, right? And so when COVID came, me and the landlord agreed I didn't have to pay the whole mortgage, right? The whole rent. And so he was like, you either going to pay the whole rent because I have somebody else who will pay it, or you have to leave. So I went to God. I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? Because, I don't really want to go back and endanger, because my 20-year-old still is at home with sickle cell disease, who've had several strokes, several seizures, and who had pneumonia for 2 months in April and May. So I know that you don't want me to go open back up. So my husband's like, close then. Clearly, that's what God wants you to do. I'm like, God, tell me again. Say it with your chest, because I didn't really hear it, right? And so when I closed my daycare, I was a little sad at first because I had felt like he had given it to me. He gave it to me with no savings. He gave it to me with just told me, go out, my child. I passed by a building that said for rent, and he said, that's yours. My husband like, for real? I'm like, God said, go turn around with no business plan and tell this man that you want to put a daycare here, and he's going to tell you yes. And I turned around with no business plan, with limited amount of money in my account. I was like, can I go look at the building? He's like, sure. What you want to put it? I said, a daycare. He's like, okay, you own a daycare now? I'm like, nope. But I'm going to do one here, though. and I got it. And so, make a long story short, I was a little sad. And so when you just follow what he tell you to do you see how he has something? Do you know how much amazing it is about to open a daycare inside of a church? Being able to open up a center. Do you know how much less stress that is? See, God cares about his kids. Of course, the vision for his babies are still the same, but the stress for this child is so much less. Come on, girl. Come on now. I'm telling you, he is so amazing. I tell people just to try him. You don't believe in God? Don't worry about it, but try him. Just try him out. Just try him. You just might like him. You just might like him.
Because I hate it took me this long.
Girl, me too.
I tell people if I knew, but you know what? I thank God for this journey, because if I had not went through what I went through, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do now. But if I can help somebody to not go through the things that I went through, but be able to do the things that we're doing and doing it the right way, because we've received the revelation.
Exactly.
And we understand what it is to do. When he said he wants us to do greater things, it's greater things out there to do. We can't keep going through the cycle and keep going through the circle and repeating the same things that the ancestors before us repeated. Now it's time to walk in those greater things. That's why we getting it right, so they ain't got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand. It's time that we wake up, so that the generations after us, they ain't got to wake up, because they already woke, and they walking into that we supposed to. People, they gonna get it. They gonna get it. I'm telling you, they gonna get it.
They gonna get it.
Because you know what? I won't be silent. I won't. When we started this pandemic, before we went into this pandemic, I was living in Atlanta, and God would take me from Atlanta to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Okay, so now remind you, before that, and I got the backup because I lost my dad May of that year.
Okay.
Then right after that, matter of fact, that we buried my dad that Friday. That Monday, my oldest brother was hospitalized. And remind you, he's still hospitalized. Has not been home since
Oh wow.
May. Yeah, he's still hospitalized. But I moved to Atlanta October of 2018. Lost my dad May of 2019. I got sick and was hospitalized for 21 days in June.
So
I
you
think
just
it
gonna
was.
stop doing good. You get shot and you get hospitalized. You just gonna continue to do good. You just gonna
And,
continue.
and yeah, and the doctors had me on bed rest. Remind you now, I hadn't been on Facebook since 2018
Mm.
until I came back in February of this year, maybe the end of January. And people think I've been. No, I just got back to doing this. But when we was talking about gifts in room, he'll make room for your gift. And
Come on
we
now.
talked about restore. And just like I was telling the young lady before, we was talking about renew, we was talking about reset, and we was talking about restore. So, of course, I did a calendar and it's got words in it. The last three words is renew, reset, and restore. Somebody questioned the order that I had those words in. So
Those
I
was
said, you know what? I said, I said, and I can only share with you what was shared with me. I said, the order that all of these words are in are based on the order that he gave them to me. But I said, let me tell you what was given to me, because let me tell you what happened in my life. I say, after I healed, after I went through the healing process, I said, God had to renew my mind. After all this stuff had I've been through all this stuff been brought up, and I've been healed. He got to renew my mind, because everything that I've learned, I had to unlearn all that stuff. So in the renewing of my mind and my heart, he got to reset me to get me back on that Jeremiah 29 and 11. That plan that he got for your life, to prosper you, for you to be in good health, for you to have hope in the future.
mm-hmm.
That thing that has to come to pass in your life, that thing that is not going to return to him, boy. That thing that was ordained to you before you was even thought about in your mother's womb. Because if you go on back up in Jeremiah 1 and 5, he said he know every hair on your head. He calls them by name, and that's what they say.
That's
and I'm
what they
just
say.
paraphrasing, because I don't know. I don't know all the scriptures, and I don't proclaim too. But that's what somebody told me. And they go on down in that same scripture. It say he set you apart. So if he set you apart, that means that you're not like nobody else. That you're fearfully and wonderfully made. That there's no one else like you. So he reset you to restore you to all of that he said you should have. So somebody need to stop running today. I ran for 45 years. I'm not running no more.
But what you said in the beginning is the truth. What you bring to the table and the order that you have it is going to touch many, because that was ordained through you to touch those people. And those people who don't get it, it's because they wasn't ordained to you to be touched with it, and that's okay. Because my dream plan dude, so I was like, it should be dream plan review. Oh, I'm not changing the way I word on mine. No, not the way. Let me explain something to you. It's amazing. I've heard tons of people say dream plan review, and that's okay. I'm not knocking it anyway. But if you dream it and you plan it, I want you to know that you can do it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's for the people who it's for. I don't try to reach. I'm not trying to reach people who my message is not for. I'm only reaching those who my message is for. I'm going to touch many, and I'm going to save many lives because my father told me so.
That's it. And you got to believe that. You got to believe it for yourself. You can't worry about what nobody else believes. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. We worrying about people. We worrying about this outside. You got to worry about what he told you, because can't nobody else revelation, can't nobody else teaching, can't nobody else get nothing that he know God. He can reveal whatever he wants to reveal to your pastor, to your intercessor, your prophetess, whatever. But he gonna reveal the same thing to you too. If it's for you, he gonna reveal it to you first, and they just gonna confirm what he don't reveal to you. And then
Exactly.
any teacher and any real man of God or woman of God, they're gonna tell you that, and they're gonna let that be known. They're gonna teach you that. Because every
Exactly.
minister that I've sat under, they've always taught me to have a relationship with God.
Your own relationship.
My own, not no relationship with them and go through them to get to God, because that ain't the way. You got to have it for yourself, and that's one thing that they've all taught me. You got to get it for yourself, and that's what a
Exactly.
lot of people are missing. And that's why a lot of people are hurting right now, because you can't go to the church, can't run to the church. Where you be running to the church every Sunday, every Wednesday, every time the church doors was open, you were running. But what were you getting from the church? It's what now is coming to place. What have you been getting all these years of sitting on those pews and going and sitting in them Sunday school lessons and Bible study on Wednesday and revival and prayer meetings and altar calls and all this shouting yeah, because I don't set up on a lot of different ministries. But that's the truth. What do you have now that's sustaining you through this, that you can't go to church?
Exactly.
What word are you living? What word are you standing on? What word can you speak to that enemy and he flee?
Come
Because
on
let me
now.
tell you, I've been standing on Psalms 46 and 10. Huh. I just been standing there and just letting God be who he is and just watching.
But maybe Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ. I think I took that it's like a Batman cake to me. You know, people probably like, oh, but I think I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. He said it. So no man cannot tell me what I can't do, because my Father already told me. He put me here for a reason. Like we say, every hair on my head, every vision that he placed in me, I am here for a purpose. And I can't think which speaker said it. When you die, how many of your gifts are you taking with you? I want to take them.
That's what I tell people all the time. That's what I tell people all the time. I was just telling somebody that last week on the interview. When I die, I don't want to bury nothing with me. I don't want nothing. You know what I told my sister, I said, really? I said, if you want to, I said, y'all really can cremate me, just to be honest. Because I told, and then I don't want to burn. I don't want to burn. I said, you know what? I said, I'm not gonna feel that. I said, because my spirit is gonna be living. I said, you know what? I hope to be watching y'all celebrate. That's what I want. And I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know what it's going to be like. But whatever it's going to be, I know that my spirit is going to be happy. I know that. And I want y'all to be happy. I want y'all to be happy. I don't want it to be a sad occasion. So I don't want you to have to spend nothing extra. I don't want none of that. I just want, people don't
Come
understand.
on now.
People don't understand.
They don't understand, girl.
They don't understand. Look,
you said you did a book collaboration.
I did,
but I do book collaborations too. I'm about to close my first one, but hold on. Mind you, I'm a different creature. I'm a different person, and I'm made different, and I interpret things different. So my book project is like not any other. Actually, I researched, and there's nobody who do a book project like me. So I am the originator of the new book project that's coming out. Okay, and so the way my book project is written is so for people who really have who are creative and really want to write a book, but they scared to start. They scared of the pages. They scared of the writing. I got something for all those people out here. If y'all ready, you only have to write 5,000 words in one chapter. But let me explain to you the difference between my book project and anybody else's book project. Whoever, let's say you have chapter 1. Once we write chapter 1, chapter 2 is continue from chapter 1. Chapter 3 is continue from chapter 1 and 2, and it continues. So you never ever know what the book. The only thing you can't do is kill off the main character. But so the book project that we have now, she's supposed to get married, but I think one of the chapters they done broke them up. So you never know where the book goes, because you have so many new creative authors who have been hungry and ready to write. And so I love it because I start off with with a few things that you need to write about in your chapter 1. But you can't write your chapter 2 it's your turn because you never know what the people write in between yours. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. The first project is we're almost done. We're doing the final tunes on it. I have a second project. We're only on chapter 5, and then my third project will be coming out in January. So I'm looking for 12 new authors who are ready to jump aboard, who are dedicated and who's going to take the time. The book project we're doing now, we have a lot of busy people. You only need 3 weeks to write your chapter. 5,000 words. Let's go. Let's make it happen. So have you ever heard of that type of collaboration book?
I haven't. And I do collaborations, and I haven't. I do inspirational books, and we do most of my collaborations are devotionals. Like, so yeah, that is something unique. And there are a lot of people out there that want to write, and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to start. So that is something very unique and something very.
They get to be introduced to the writing. They're able to put author behind their name. Mm-hmm. They're able to see the process. They're able to because I'm going to make sure they get their bios together. I'm going to make sure they get their headshots together. So all the meat and potatoes that they would have had to do on their own, I'm going to help them set up because they're in the book project. And so when we're done, you're a whole author. I don't care if you wrote one word and put a period on it. That does not take your title from you. So that's what I have going on. I think that's a lot. I think that might be enough.
Well, you have some amazing things going on. So I definitely want people to be able to follow you. How can individuals reach you on your platform, and what platforms are you on?
So on Facebook, I'm Raychell Gamble Penns, Penns, and then on Miss Penns on Instagram, and Raychell Penns on Twitter. But if you can't find me anywhere, go to my www.raychellpenns.com. One thing I strongly believe, there's nothing more powerful than your name. You're never going to see me advertising. My name is Raychell Penns. When I die from this earth and while I'm on this earth, my name means something to me. And so in my dream plan, planner, on the very first page, it asks you, who am I? Because if you don't know who you are, how you know where you're going? When somebody call you out your name, how do you know that that's not you? See, I know who I am. So you can't really say too many crazy things to me because I'll be looking like, who they talking to? I am amazing. I am outstanding. So when you know who you are, so Raychell Penns, you ever want to find me, put my name. I have books on Amazon, Raychell Penns on Amazon. I think I don't know what books I have on Amazon, but I have some on them. But, if you want to know anything that I'm doing, go to raychellpenns.com. I have a 90-day. I don't do weight loss challenges anymore. I think it's a waste. I have a 90-day healthy challenge, which we're going to talk about just getting healthy and better healthy habits. I have that coming up in January. I have the collaboration book that's coming out. I would love for some of your audience, especially since they love reading, to be a part of it. I am on a dual campaign because I'm from Galveston County. And so I have 2 beautiful girls, Tracy Steen and Rashid Robertson. They're going for, look what my notes say. I don't know which precincts they're going for, but they're going for council seats in Galveston, Texas. I am on the committee. I do stuff on the community. We just started, but yeah, and that's definitely out of my range. But you know what? It's really not, because I love people, and they are truly lovers of Lamarck, lovers of their city, and so their goal is to get their city back right, clean up their city. December 5th, I think they're having a clean up the city, and so that'll be on my page too. So I have a lot of amazing things going on. If you have anything that's amazing going on, tag me. Because you know what? I don't know what it is that God has for me to do next. Maybe they help you.
I know I'm ready to get back to doing my event, and I need to come. I've never been to Texas. I need to come to Texas.
Come on.
And we, because I have a lot of people that they're like, when you gonna do an event? When you gonna do an event? Also, so ready to get back out and share their books and to share their stories and share their journeys. And if not anything, but just be able to support each other, come together and see each other face to face. Because for a lot of us, it's been some years like 2 years since we've actually had an event. I've done some events because I used to go from state to state, city to city, doing events, bringing
Okay.
authors together. Like we would have 20, 30 authors at one event, and vendors, and showcasing the authors and the vendors, and people would come out and listen to them. We would have workshops because we wanted to teach our authors that it was more than them being there, being vendors, but them being there,
Exactly.
building a brand. So I would bring in people that would teach them about branding and marketing, building memberships, building programs, building stuff around their book, how to develop a motivational speaking platform, how to do a lot of things, and how you are a brand. And you're not just a book. You're not just an author with a book, but you are a brand. You are a business now.
Yep.
And people have to understand that, and that's what we were doing. I'm excited. I'm ready to get back to doing a lot of the things that I was doing. I'm looking forward to partnering with a lot of different people. I'm looking forward to establishing. I want to establish a ambassador program where people can partner with AALAC and the magazine, and we can come to their areas, and we can have events, and we can partner. And I want to teach people that if more of us come together and in one space, we can reach more people. Because once it say I bring people that follow me, you have people that follow you, other people have people that follow them. You never know who follows me may need the services that you have or the services that someone else provide. And
Exactly.
they never would have known who you were if we had not partnered together. And that's what I'm noticing across my platform. I brought some people on my platform a couple of weeks ago. There was a licensed social worker, and there was a young lady on my platform that was looking for a licensed social worker. She immediately went and purchased her book, went and started following this young lady, because now this young lady is not going to be her mentor, because she's working to get her license as a social worker.
Social
She's getting
worker.
ready to
Gotcha.
graduate. She's working on her master's degree, actually.
Come
No,
on
she's
now.
working on her. No, she's working on her PhD. I'm sorry. She's working on her PhD. And she needed someone to mentor her because she's getting ready to start doing her clinicals.
Okay.
And she was just looking for a mentor because she say she's going into a field that she don't see a lot of people like herself.
I got you. Yeah.
You know, because you don't see a lot of black therapists. And that's why I think a lot of us will not go and seek therapy when we need therapy, because we don't see ourselves in that field, and we
Because
feel
we feel
like
like
we ain't finna go and lay down and let them listen to us and they talk to us. They don't know what we talking about,
because they don't feel like they understand where we coming from. Exactly.
and they
That's
don't.
true. That's true.
And the ones of us that do go, we do it because we want help, but they really not. They really don't. I've come to realize they really don't understand. You know, they talking to us. They giving us the book knowledge, but that spiritual connection
Come on now.
that we're yearning for, we can get the book interpretation of what they're saying. We get that, but the spiritual trauma that has been cast upon us, that's what needs to be loose, and we're not getting that. And until we have some people that can connect with us spiritually, that are walking in that anointing, and that's when it's gonna come. It's gonna take place. Until that, it's not gonna take place.
And those are facts.
A lot of people, I'm seeing more people walking, more brown people walking in counseling and social work, and even spiritual counseling. I've started seeing more brown people walk in those fields, and I'm glad. But I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all the things that you're doing. I'm glad that you stopped by today.
I appreciate you.
I really appreciate it. I always ask my guests before they leave to share something inspirational with those that are tuning in and those that follow the platform. Before you leave, I want you to share.
So I am a true believer that everyone is here for a purpose. And so if you're stuck in finding your purpose, some people don't believe in God, some people believe in the oneness and all these, whatever you believe in, stop being so busy and find it. I promise you, Miss Angela, I promise you, Miss Rachel, we don't have the answer to what you need. We really don't. I I can tell you, I can help you get what you need, but only you can find the answer to what you need. And I tell people all the time, stop. Stop running. Because whatever you do, I do health coaching, and I you can actually join that business, right? And I do credit repair. You can actually join a business, and people join those businesses with me. They're like, "Oh, well, I'm not doing great." No, 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 no. You can do great with anything because you're supposed to learn from everything. You see what I'm saying? So it's not where you are now, people. I wish abundance. I pray for knowledge. I pray for wisdom. I pray for understanding of your spirit, understanding of your purpose for 2021. I pray for that because once you find your purpose, you're gonna see things move. It's gonna move out your way because you're moving in your purpose. Just because you're not doing what you want to do now, you need to stop and wake up every day with a grateful spirit, listen and learn because something that you're doing now, you're gonna need later. So if you're negative and you're not paying attention, when you need it later, you're gonna be trying to reach for it. But guess what? You don't have it. So I pray for understanding. I pray for knowledge. I pray for wisdom. I pray for you to just take a little bit of time out. It's COVID. You don't have nothing to do anyway. And take some time out and find your purpose, guys. Find your purpose.
Amen. Amen. I want to thank you for coming on. And if there's anything that I can do to assist you, you always can reach out to AALAC or Aspiring Authors Magazine. Again, I thank you. I have definitely been encouraged and inspired by our conversation on today. I really appreciate everything that you do.
And I definitely appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. You are a blessing to be. Just listen to all the things that you do. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. Be blessed.
I'm sitting over here like I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. But at least we know that we're doing something to inspire other people. So that's the most important thing. So I want you to keep shining and keep being who God has called you to be.
Thank you. Thank you. You too, Queen.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
So you guys have been tuned in to Up Close and Personal with Angela. I tell you, my day has been truly blessed. If you have been inspired, if you have been encouraged by these messages on today, I want you to share them across your social media influence of circle. And I think I just said that all wrong. Your circle of influence here on social media is what I should have said. That's what I want to say anyway. But you guys, I thank you for tuning in today. Please, 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 if you can tonight, join in as we celebrate some amazing hosts over at the O&E Dynasty, a part of Damon Network and Beverly Nation. We're going to be giving away an amazing award. We're going to be honoring a legend. The Anna Waddell Award is going to be given away tonight. I have the honor of being the narrator for that show on tonight. So please, if you can, join us tonight as we celebrate some amazing hosts. And I tell you, it's going to be an amazing time. If nothing else, just stop by and support me. I thank you guys for tuning in. Have a blessed day.